Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I see Nishant Kumar. Welcome you all on this beautiful evening on behalf of Digital Accounting Assurance Board of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and hope that we all will be enlightened by this fantastic program. Today, we will be discussing AI amplified, unleashing ChatGPT's power in finance and audit. We all know that AI is the future, or rather, we can say that it is the need of the hour in the present day itself. So GPT has come up with a revolution and is changing the world in various ways. It is changing the world how we are doing business, how we are dealing our things. It is important as it is as important as the revolution done by the even industrialization, invention of computer or the internet boom of 90s. So we are very happy that we will be discussing this important topic today. And I specifically welcome and thank Jera Dasji, technical speaker of today's topic, and Chairman DAB, C. Charanjot Singh Nandaji, and the whole DAB team for organizing this useful webinar. So before going for the technical session, I would request Chairman C. Charanjot Singh Nandaji for his motivational address. C. Charanjot Singh Nandaji is very delighted person. He is a very good friend, guide, and mentor to me always, and he is a very motivating person in for all the profession. So he is currently the chairman of Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of ICI, Committee on Financial Markets and Investor Protection of ICI, Committee of Information Technology of South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA, and Vice Chairman of Internal Audit and Management Accounting Board of ICI. So he has been the council member for various years in the ICI and held the various positions in the ICI. Apart from the ICI, he has held the various important positions like the member of SEBI Advisory Committee on the Primary Market and the Committee on Mutual Funds represented by the ICI, convener of the expert group constituted by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, member of South Asian Federation of Accountants on the Committee on Professional and Accountant, and various other important bodies of the Government of India. He has been the guest faculty at ICI and various forums, including the Surrey, Vancouver, Canada, the British Columbia chapter of ICI on IFRS. So he is also a person who has helped the ICI in bringing out the internal audit standards and the forensic standards in a very effective way. So it is always delight to listen Nandaji for his motivating words. So I request Nanda sir for his welcome address and start the session.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The revered speaker of the day, Shri Jared As, my very esteemed friend, colleague, and younger brother, Managing Committee member of Gurgaon branch, CA Nishant Kumar, CA Amit Gupta, the Secretary of Digital Accounting Assurance Board, Mr. Kunal Singh Tehlan, Officer DAB, and Ashok, the technical support. And most importantly, the members from all walks and all parts of the world. I see members from Sri Lanka, from Nepal, from Pakistan, from all SAFA countries, Maldives, who have joined in large numbers to ensure that today's session becomes a great hit. Ladies and gentlemen, amplifying artificial intelligence. Yes, artificial intelligence and machine learning is one of the greatest virtue which the technology has awarded us. We chartered accountants, we professionals, we finance professionals, we account professionals are blessed to have such kind of things. There is a lot of apprehension in the markets that what will happen when ChatGPT, when artificial intelligence will be at its highest level. Will it not mean that the professionals will be unemployed? No. We have to clear the myth and the air. We are people with an exceptional mindset. We are people who perform in most of the disadvantageous situations. So, ladies and gentlemen, to put things in the right direction, I want to tell you that largely we all have to perform with technology at the highest level. Technology empowers us. Technology puts us as a perspective where we deliver our best. I am reminded of a couplet which says, तमाम शहर बसा के सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं, तमाम शहर बसा के सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं, कितने नादान हैं हम, हाथ में कुल्हाड़ी लेकर very meaningful. We have to embrace technology in our working. We cannot superficially do that. And moving in this direction, your board, the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board, is inaugurating a very important session which will be taken all across in the world. The name of the session is Technology for Non-Technology Professionals on 15th August at Goa, where the council meeting is being held. One more good news to you. We have formulated a program on artificial intelligence, which shall be taken not only in Indian branches, but chapters all across the world and all SAFA countries. Digital Accounting and Assurance Board is totally committed to empower the membership, to empower the professionals around the globe on technology, and artificial intelligence is the first step towards it. I'm so happy that Mr. Jared is there. He will take the entire call. So I will not stand between you and the learned speaker, Mr. Jared, who comes from Sri Lanka. This is truly a SAFA program where the speaker is from Sri Lanka. So I give back the dais to Shri Nishant Kumar, who shall take the things forward. And in the meanwhile, I wish you all a great learning session. I wish all the best to this webinar. Thanks. Thanks a lot. And my salutations to all professionals who have joined from all across the globe. People who have joined from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, from Maldives, from Nepal, from Bangladesh. My salutations to all of you. And salutations to our Indian brothers and sisters who have come here to go home more enlightened and putting at rest all the doubts that may have arisen on the subject. Over to Mr. Nishant Kumar. Mr. Nishant, the dial is all yours now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for such a wonderful welcome address and enlighten us for related to the briefs of the topic and the program. So we are also thankful for the South Asian Federation of Accountants for such a wonderful program for organizing this program with the ICI. And now we would like to welcome the chief speaker of today's program, Gerard Das. Gerard Das is the Chief Knowledge Officer of the Minds Global Academy. He is the fellow member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka and holds the BCom special degree from the University of Colombo. With over 18 years of experience in audit, consulting and training functions, Gerard has begun his career in EY, Ernst & Young Sri Lanka, and was there for some 10 years. After Ernst & Young, he has served in the various organizations at the top leadership positions, including BDO and other organizations. Gerard specializes in general financial accounting and audit and providing various services, including IFRS training and consulting to the various in various countries, including Sri Lanka, but not limited to Sri Lanka. He has conducted the IFRS and audit training programs in UK, South Africa, Fiji, Samoa, Nepal, UAE, Bhutan, Maldives, and so on. So we will be here listening from a very learned speaker today. Gerard's leadership roles in the CA Sri Lanka includes the serving as chairman of the chapter establishment and the engagement committee and the co-chair of the Sustainability Standard Disclosure Committee in Sri Lanka. In addition, he has served as the member of the Student Training and Skill Development Committee and the National Conference Technical Committee. So he has been regularly providing training on the various technical topics, and we hope that from the such a wide experience of Mr. Gerard Das, we will be learning new aspects related to the ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, which are the topics of the today. So I welcome Gerard Das ji. Stage is all yours, Gerard ji.
सफोल नंदा जी, क्या बात है, आपका वदन के मोटिवेट करे. Namaste India, Namaste SAFA members who are joining for today's session, and Aibuan. First of all, thank you very much, the Digital Accounting Assurance Board of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and also SAFA for giving me this opportunity, giving Sri Lanka speaker this opportunity to address the gathering today on this very vibrant and also very important topic on ChatGPT. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, joining from all the SAFA countries, and it's a pleasure addressing you, being in this wonderful platform of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, India, and SAFA. So let me begin the presentation, giving you some idea or understanding of what has happened. In November 2022, I think the first time globally they have released the new tool called ChatGPT, which basically came from the OpenAI lab. Basically, somewhere 2015, they have set up a lab to conduct a research. And as a result of the research, this ChatGPT has been introduced in 2022 November. And by now, we are like halfway gone with the year of celebration with ChatGPT. I think it's all over the world, and everyone is talking about the capabilities that ChatGPT has brought in. So I must thank the organizers bringing this important topic to the discussion, being it's a timely topic. In my presentation, I do not see, there's a effective way of doing, like just sharing some slides and say something about ChatGPT, but we're really going to work on ChatGPT today, this 2.5 hour session, and to showcase certain scenarios that we all can use this ChatGPT tool in the finance and audit professionals. With the time, we might go through certain limited scenarios, but I must say, ChatGPT will help you to do almost everything, right? So that means it's not about X number of scenarios. It could be whatever you want. He will help you. The tool will help you. So to give you kind of a introduction about the ChatGPT. So basically, ChatGPT is like your friend, right? So you know what friends doing, like whenever you need help, your friends come and support you. So ChatGPT is like your virtual assistant, where you ask support from the tool and it will help you generating some content. I must say, not just some content, but very reliable, very meaningful content for you to carry out your tasks. At the outset, I must emphasize the fact that the views shared in this presentation, it's my own views and my own output. So I would advise you to take professional advice when you basically practically implementing whatever advice came through. And also, like any other AI tool, ChatGPT also come with certain risk elements. So we strongly encourage you to have necessary risk management mechanism in your place when you're dealing with this tool, because we know that data breaches, then data privacy and all those aspects we need to look at in. So one might think, should I then use ChatGPT? Like, any technological element, anything nowadays carry the risk. So we need to have the risk mitigating strategies, not to fear or not to use ChatGPT, but to use with that understanding that we have the right controls and mechanism in place to avoid any breach of data breaches or any risk coming to the environment, coming to your entity, because this is a very powerful tool. You will see when we work on this ChatGPT tool today. So I must remind you that. Then the other question now, those who have already used ChatGPT, those who already know ChatGPT, you know the power of ChatGPT. One might ask, okay, ChatGPT will eliminate human. There are so many things coming in that question will come again and again, like whether human factor will get eliminated. It's basically, this is basically supporting tool we all need to understand, and it will not do the 100% perfect job. You also need to understand. And also, always this tool works based on the input that you are giving. So your human intelligence matters on what you should ask from the tool. If you don't have a brain, or if you don't use your intelligence, the tool will not give you the right output. And also, the validation part still remain, and the customization still remain, and critical thinking still remain with whatever output generated from ChatGPT. So it won't eliminate you, but if you are busy with doing routine tasks, not giving thought of critical thinking, problem solving, rationalization, and scenario analysis and whatnot, if you don't have those skills, but you're just doing the routine tasks, yes, unfortunately, ChatGPT will eliminate, and your boss might say, look here, we don't need 2 people in the finance department. We only need 1 person, so one can go home. So you need to adjust yourself to adapt to face this environment. It's not necessarily because of ChatGPT, but any other technological advancement. I think we all know that we should stay on the game by improving, by enhancing our skills. So yeah, what it does basically, it will help you answering your questions, providing information, and also having discussions. I mean, you can have discussion like, let's say, for example, cybersecurity or sustainability. So if you want to improve your knowledge, you can ask certain questions from ChatGPT. It will generate output, and you read the output, and through that output, you may ask the second, third questions. So it will keep having the conversation with you. And if you need to ask questions or if you want to generate insights, it will do. So yes, basically it is all about, this is a natural language. So the other thing is like, the question comes like when it's come to ChatGPT or AI tool, oh, we don't know technology, the tech savvy thing, we don't know how to use it because we are non-tech people. No, ChatGPT is very user-friendly. You ask using your natural language something that you want, and it will give you the output based on your natural language. So you don't need to worry about that. You always need to have your IT team support to make sure that you got the right risk management or risk minimizing mechanism in place. So that's where you need to be worried about to bring that controls. Otherwise, it's really like your friend, your virtual assistant. You can ask anything and it will populate. Of course, we being professional, we must ethically use this tool rather asking unnecessary stuff, right? And it has a feature where when you ask something unnecessary or maybe too much confidential, it will say that, look here, I'm a tool that I can't provide you this information. So it will do, but you also need to make sure that being professional accountants and auditors, that we use this with care. So why it matters, when we go through the demonstration or the scenarios, you will see these all positive factors in place why you use this ChatGPT. Yes, it will save your time very significantly. I mean, like say, for example, writing an email. Maybe you might have spent some hours and hours of writing an email, but this will do in less than 1 minute. So you can understand it will significantly save your time. And when you save your time, it will improve efficiency also. And of course, when you can complete your day-to-day routine tasks, or maybe to get support for your managerial or strategical tasks, then you will also save your time, you will also save your cost. So you can devote that time for something else, or you can have flexible hours for certain people to work, okay. And the quality and customized content, like it will not give you general answers. It will give you the information based on what you really need. I mean, for your particular need, it will populate information. And if you're not happy, you can further customize by asking questions. So it is very much customized content-based tool. And the most important thing, this can be used by any profession, any professional for any task, for your day-to-day lives, for finance professionals and audit professions like today's session for them, not necessarily for them only, the marketing people, branding, HR, IT, doctors, lawyers, engineers, graphic designers, entrepreneurs, educators, universities, freelancers, you name it. Anyone can use this tool for their respective tasks. So I said, like, you need to input some information. So how this work? Basically, you have to key some input to generate the content, and that input we call prompts. So the prompts play a vital role in this particular manner. Like when you're using this tool, the prompts are always important because the ChatGPT is a machine. It will read what you have input and it will produce information based on what you have input. So prompts are very much important. If you want to get something out, you must give the right input or the right prompt for ChatGPT to generate information. So the prompts basically the input that you are keying to the tool to get that output, and your prompt should be very specific and clear, and it should be for your particular purpose, because what it does is like it will go through your prompt and it will read word by word. And if you have any kind of word which is like confusing the tool or which could be contradictory, so it will pick that word also, generate output, which you might feel, oh, what this? I don't know. I don't need this. So it is nothing wrong with the tool. It is about you. Of course, this tool cannot generate highly technical matters like, okay, let's say, for example, finance professionals, like we are dealing with IFRS day to day. So this tool is not that sophisticated to generate all your IFRS requirements. Basically, it will not give you the right output sometime for IFRS highly technical matters. You still need to refer to your consultant. So that's a good part anyway, because if the tool is giving you everything, then there's nothing remain for the professionals who has put so much of effort to come to this level with their expertise. So highly technical matters, you will not get the right answers. So what you're supposed to input? Okay, you might ask a question to get some answers. So you can ask a question and it will give you an answer. Or you might ask ChatGPT to generate some text. Say, for example, now you want to write a blog about sustainability, right? So you ask, okay, ChatGPT, I want to write a blog on sustainability. Give me the blog. So it will generate text. Then engaging in a conversation on various topics. Let's say that you want to discuss, you want to get more information, more understanding about artificial intelligence. So you start conversation with ChatGPT, so you can have that dialogue going on, like you discuss with some expert on AI, right? Then, interestingly, it can summarize your data. Let's say, like you have a report with some 1,500 words, and you want to summarize into 150 words. So within a second, it will summarize your data. And the last one, which I'm not that convinced for you guys to use, translating the text. Let's say like you have the output or input in English, which you want to translate into Hindi. So it will convert, it will translate the English content into Hindi language. But, language is a very complicated area. So I don't think like you will get a reliable answer through ChatGPT, the translation, which I do not suggest you to try. Even though they say it will do translation. Yes, it does. But when you read out, you will find, this is not conveying the message which I want. I mean, English is fine, but when you convert into, let's say, Sinhala, when you convert into Hindi, Tamil, it might not be the same message that you want to take out. Yes. Before we move into, sharing some tips and secrets with certain demonstration, just after this slide, there are a few strategies you should have with you when you use this tool. You must be very clear and specific with your prompt. As I told you, before you use the tool, ask what exactly I want from this tool. So have that in mind, and then type that request, and then it will generate your need. And you must always use the proper grammar, because if you use incorrect English, it will read that incorrect English and generate content based on that. So it will be basically out, right? And always be professional, use the formal language rather using, unnecessary informal language. And if you want to get a kind of a serious task done, let's say, for example, now you are in a supermarket chain outlet, retail outlet business, and you are the CFO, and your CEO asks you to do a feasibility report to set up another retail outlet in particular area. So if you just ask, okay, give me a feasibility report to open outlet, it won't help you with the purpose. So you need to give some background information. All right, you need to say, okay, look here, we are XYZ supermarket, and we have outlets all over the country. And now we are considering to start an open outlet in X city. And we want to have a feasibility report with this information. So then you are giving some background information, and then it will generate the relevant output. Then always try to do some experiments, use multiple prompts, because you might need a particular task, but there are ways and means of different ways and means of asking information for that particular task. So you try out, because why you should try multiple prompts? Because if not the first prompt, the second prompt might give you the right output. Always it is the case, because when you first do the prompt and you read the report, you might see, okay, I want to improve this report. So you need to change your prompt. So you always try multiple prompts. And I must tell you, this is a tool. It won't get tired. So as long as you want to use it, it will produce the information. It won't say, okay, it's my lunchtime, it's my tea break, I want to sleep. No, because it's a tool. So 24/7, anything, anytime you can ask. Then, as I told you, like, this is a tool. We don't know what it has generated. So you better read the output it has generated to see whether it's accurate and whether it's matched with your case. This is a worldwide tool, but it might not talks about the relevant case of India, relevant case of Pakistan, relevant case of Maldives, relevant case of Sri Lanka. So you have to read and understand, read and see whether this will generate the relevant output the way you want. You might try again and again, and if not coming, then you take it as like a 60%, 70% complete job, and then you use your intelligence and customize the report. That's where your support is needed, because you might ask, let's say, for example, you might ask certain information about tourism industry in Sri Lanka, right? It might provide you details, but it might not provide you details about looking at the culture, looking at the different region, looking at different practices, so then you have to use your knowledge and customize the report. Most of the cases, this will help you to complete your job 90%, 95%, but sometimes it could be 50%, 60%, 70%. But the bottom line remains like that 50% or 60% also coming within a minute. So you have ample time to complete the job or the balance of whatever percentage, right? And do some experiment. I'll show you in a while different things that you can do with this tool, right? So this is a very interesting part. Like these are actually I start using ChatGPT in February. So ever since I have done certain research experiments and readings and whatnot. So I found out certain ways of doing things, and maybe you're also using. So I thought, why not we share with you about certain tips and secrets. So ladies and gentlemen, like what I do here, I will first explain the tips and secrets, and I will demonstrate certain tips and secret how it works, because to no point I'm just talking with these slides and the secrets. You also like to see how it works, right? Okay. So first one is like a non-secret. You need to set a clear goal. You should ask from yourself what you really need, and then how it will benefit to your business, and based on that input, or based on that generate your prompt. So the second one is very interesting. Do experiments. Write this in a witty, funny, and engaging tone. Okay, let's say like now you have done a kind of a letter or an email or a message to send it to your managing director. So you know that it should be very professional. The English should be very decent English, right? And the same message, let's say you want to pass it to a young person who just passed out university and they are in this generation, and they like to have they like to have those messages or those things coming in a different way that they like to have in a different language. They don't like this formal language, right? So in that case, the same message you can convert into a different format, a different content, which will be suitable for people like young generation. So I'll show you something there. And I haven't tried much, but this is kind of true also. But be careful. You can write article, blogs, email in a type of different people. Like when you say like, okay, please write this email in the style of Steve Jobs. So it will write the email in a way which Steve Jobs write emails. Okay, like you might ask Jack Ma, you might ask Stambani, you might ask any other business persons. Like I'm not quite sure how accurate this part, but I have tried few because I haven't seen their emails. So, but it does in a different way. It looks like it does in a different way, like if you really want to do, right? And then the other one is cold outreach email. What that means? Let's say now you have started a business and that is a new business that you want to talk to your prospective clients, and you want to say them about your business. So what you really do is you take the ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, I'm trying a training academy. Please do a cold outreach email. So it will generate very appealing email for your prospective clients for them to read and make a call to you and ask, okay, we'd like to sit with you and discuss about your training academy. And then personalized and engaging. As I told you, if you want to do a letter, email, or anything to say like people like C-suite, you can do that way, or you want to do some blogs or articles or emails to young generation, or you want to do for women, you want to do for people in this part of the world, that part of the world, you can personalize the way you want, right? So because you like to see some difference in this session, let me take something out of this slide and to show you how it works. Of course, I will show you how to create a ChatGPT account, but bear with me for this purpose because I want to show you certain tips and secrets right away to bring some difference to this environment, rather talking and doing scenarios. So I'll show you how to open an account and whatnot later. So this is my ChatGPT account, right? The screen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of experiment with you. Let's say I want to write an email first to the CEO and second to, let's say, a young entrepreneur who's in 20s, age 20, and he's a different thinker, right? He doesn't need this formal language and all. Okay. So let me say, okay, let's say cold outreach email. I want to write the cold outreach email to a very professional institution, the customer, and also a young set of entrepreneurs who are seeking for training academies to get some knowledge, right? So write a cold outreach email to CFO of XYZ company about our training academy. So I just say, write a cold outreach email to CFO of XYZ company about our training academy. So if you have count, I don't think you count, and even I didn't, but to For me to enter this prompt, it might take some 10, 15 seconds. So let's see how fast this response going in. So you see, if I sit and write this email, I believe I might at least take some 20, 30 minutes, but less than a minute, you can see your email is here, cold outreach, the first time email, right? So I hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out to introduce you to an exciting opportunity that could significantly enhance your team's financial prowess and contribute XY company's continued success. At our academy, we specialize in blah, blah, blah. And then why? We explain why you should invest on our academy, right? And then I'm also inviting for a discussion for an opportunity to come and talk to them. So this is very professional email in a very professional language for a CEO. Let's say I want to write the same email to a young entrepreneur or a young informal group who really seeking training for in our academy, which they want to have in a different language. Right. Can you write this email in a witty and informal language to address young set of learners? Right, let's see. So you can see that all these emojis and those things are coming. And let me read out this email after it's generated. See, you can already see that difference. Let's see. A CFO's name. Hope this email catches you in the middle of some financial wizardry. We are reaching out to give you the lowdown on a seriously cool opportunity that could take your finance team from good to mind-blowing awesome. Yep, we are taking about your training academy's name and blah, blah, blah. Picture this. Tailor-made awesomeness, rockstar instructions, no boring lectures, networking nirvana. So you see the same email, you see the content, how it got changed, completely different format in a second, right? So these are, I would say, experiments that you can do with the ChatGPT to address different audience. So keeping that here, let's look at what other secrets are there and then try out at least one. Specific role to play. Generate content for your specific expected role to play. Now, for this webinar, there are a lot of members have joined, but they have a specific role to play in their organization and maybe in the charity institute, maybe other committees. So depending on your role, you can ask question, you can get support from this tool, and it will generate the information the way you want. So if you're a finance manager, you say, okay, look here, I'm the finance manager of XYZ and we are into telecommunication. So I have been asked to take this finance manager position. So tell me what I'm supposed to do as the first thing. Give me some idea. So it will generate, and from that you start conversation, you start using this tool and you will see a lot of things are coming. And then regenerate response. If you do not happy with what it has generated, then you can also always ask to regenerate. Say, you see here, there is a tab called regenerate, right? So if, let's say you're not happy with this, you just click on that and then it will give you the second version, right? So it will give you the second version and it will give you multiple version until you are happy. So one option you to get the different version of output is the regenerate, but not only that, let's see what else there. And then innovation, new products or services and idea generation. Let's say now you are into carbonated soft drinks, that is your business. and you know that the world is moving from carbonate to herbal or healthy drinks. And let's say you ask, okay, we are doing carbonated soft drinks business in this part of the world, and we want to go to market introducing a herbal drink or healthy drink. Give me some ideas. So this will give you ideas, which will basically end up saying, wow, right? And also, let's say like now I'm running a training academy, right? Or let's say this webinar. Now, uh, when I asked ChatGPT, okay, I have been invited to do this webinar on ChatGPT. So it's a 2.5 hour session. Give me some ideas. How should I run this virtual webinar? So it will give me some ideas to effectively run the webinar, right? So let's try out something. Okay. So let me get some ideas about products. We are We are a carbonate soft drinks company in India and want to try out a herbal healthy product. Give us some fantastic ideas. So you can, you can provide more background information, but just to showcase, just to show you this thing, with the time matter also, I thought, why not we try this way? So you see that some interesting stuffs are coming. So some 8 or 10 ideas. So let me read out a few for you. Fruit infused sparklers. Blend carbonation with real fruit juices for a refreshing and healthy twist. Consider combination like sparkling pomegranate, orange, lemon, lime with a hint of strawberry or even a fizzy mango mint fusion. Oh, interesting stuff, right? And then Ayurvedic blends. Explore Ayurvedic principle by incorporating herbal like turmeric, cardamom, and fennel into your drinks. This blend can promote digestive health and offer a unique flavor profile. So what you do is like you go through this and you pick some ideas which really can make a difference in the market. And then you go to the next level of doing a feasibility, doing service and whatnot. But first the idea matters, right? So see, well, very interesting ideas are generating, right? So let's look at a few more secrets. Multiple responses and options. Now, I told you, like, if you're not happy with the output given, you can always do the regenerate part. But the other option is like, rather going to regenerate, you can ask, okay, give me in a different way. And also, let's say, for example, now I want to write a blog on always coming sustainability, right? But, like you can write blogs on different topics, but you always like to have a catchy topic, right? You like to have a topic which people think, oh, what's this blog is all about? So you like to have a very catchy topic. And also, that there's something called search engine optimization. You like when people search for similar topics, you like your blog come in the first, second, third in your Google search. That's called search engine optimization. So ChatGPT helps you to do that part. I'll show you in a while. And then content enhancement. Now, if you want to enhance, not regenerate, but if you want to enhance the content, not necessarily what generated by ChatGPT. Let's say you have a content with your laptop, which is done by yourself or your staff, that you want to improve that content. So what you do is, you must be very careful. I'll tell you what it is. So what you do is you input that content as a prompt, and you ask ChatGPT, can you refine this content? Then it will give you a different version of the content created by your team, which is completely different and it's awesome. right? And also the other way that you ask, okay, I have written an article and you input as a prompt and you ask, can you give me suggestions to improve this article? So it will give you this suggestions. And the other important thing is proofreading. Now you have done something and you want to make sure that it all goes before it goes to directors or CEOs, some other level, or maybe audit partner. So what you do is you input that document and ask ChatGPT, can you do the proofreading? So if you do the proofreading, it will do all the changes necessary and you will get the right version. And the last one, very interesting, repurpose. Let's say you wrote a blog about one of the topics of sustainability now, or about some other topics. Now you want to make a 1 minute video on that particular topic itself. But what you do is you take the blog and you ask ChatGPT, can you repurpose this blog to 1 minute YouTube script? So it will automatically gives you 1 minute YouTube script based on the blog. And then, of course, after you've done your blog or YouTube, you also want to go to social media and post it. So what you ask ChatGPT, I want to post this blog in or blog or the video in the social media. Can you give me the LinkedIn post which really goes with this? So it will give you the LinkedIn post. And you know the Twitter, right? Twitter also another way of communicating, but it has a limited way of doing things. It won't give you much information. So then you ask, okay, can you convert this LinkedIn message into a tweet? So it will right away convert. So one screen, you do everything, right? So let's try something. Okay. I want to write a blog on sustainability. You don't write, you don't ask the blog, right? Because you like to have a very, very catchy and very appealing blog that people come and respond to you. So what you do is, I want to write a blog on sustainability. Can you give me some topic ideas which catch, which goes to audience attention and improve, enhance search engine optimization. So before you write the blog, you ask some ideas. Let's see. Okay, so this is not more of financial reporting because I just asked sustainability. If you feel that, okay, this is not what I want, you can change it. Now it's giving the sustainability broader perspective. So if you feel something has gone wrong, because zero waste living, practical tips to minimizing household waste. So I think that's not sustainable what we meant. I'm in the finance profession, I'm in the audit profession. So what I mean by sustainable is the financial reporting point of view, the non-financial reporting. So then you can ask this way. No, I won't talk about sustainability reporting. So you need to be very careful that when you say sustainability, this tooltip picks anything about sustainability. But if you want to talk about something related to finance profession audit, then it's more of a sustainability reporting, right? So let's try. Okay, here you go. Now comes everything which we like to read about. Okay, you got 10 ideas. So you pick one. Let's read out few. Key components of a robust sustainability report. Why every business should include. What every business should include. Why sustainability reporting matters in the modern business landscape. Sustainable reporting framework, comparing GRI, SASB, and other standards. Driving transparency and accountability, the role of sustainability reporting. The evolution of ESG reporting, environmental, social, and governance factors. Beyond compliance, turning sustainable reports into actionable insight. So I kind of like This one, and I like the it also sustainable reporting for small businesses, challenges and opportunities. So I may ask ChatGPT, can you write a blog on item 7? Right. See, if you sit and write the blog and what it does. Okay. This might not be the exact block that you want, but you can see the power of this tool that it will generate, the beyond compliance, turning sustainable reporting into actionable insight. Now you've done it. Now let's say you want to make a 1 minute YouTube for awareness purpose. So you say repurpose this block to be 1 minute you to you script. So you don't need to go behind different people to write the script. The script already generated. See? So I'm sharing you certain secrets for you to enhance your efficiency, but be mindful, the human factor cannot be eliminated. So always make sure that when you go with this script and one might ask a question which your all effort is gone because you haven't even read it, right? He might ask, okay, what do you mean by this? Oh, what it is? Because you haven't read it, right? You're supposed to read it. You're supposed to understand what it's saying. You're supposed to visualize. You're supposed to relate it with your business and then go to the next person because you can ask certain question because otherwise that person thinks, okay, you need to be smart while using this type of tools. Okay. Right. And also you can generate in 1 minute, but let's say now your director call you and ask a script and after 5 minutes, don't go and say, look, I've done it. So he won't believe it, right? Because you can't do it within 5 minutes. So you must be smart how you do it with the tool. Okay, so you can see the script is there. Now, I want to post in the LinkedIn there. Let's say you have done this YouTube. I want to post. Can you need the link content to post this video, right? So I'm asking the body of the LinkedIn message to upload this video. So, okay. Now with the hashtags, everything come. But some people don't like too much content in their social media platform. Some people like. So if you feel that this is too much, can you short this a bit? So you can ask the shorter version. That is up to you. I mean, it's your choice, right? So it's done, right? So this is your LinkedIn post, which goes with the video. Let's say you want to do the same for tweet. You want to do the same as a Twitter message. Can you repurpose this post be a tweet? Tweet is very limited content. Yeah, done. So this is tweet. So you see how many things we have done within this 2-3 minutes or maybe 5-10 minutes. We got some ideas to write a blog and we wrote a blog. We convert into a video script and we did the social media posting also. So kind of superpower secrets, right? And not that all. There are many more secrets. Oh yeah, done. Okay. Okay, yeah. We discussed, right? Pitfalls, like things that you should avoid. providing insufficient context or background information. So don't give half-baked information, then it will not generate things like sustainability. It's open-ended word. Sustainability reporting have changed everything, right? Overloading the model with too much information. Don't say everything that you want to say because it might read something, it might not be able to read properly. So you should do it in a way like pieces by pieces. I mean, if you want to get something done, which is a very significant thing, you have to sit and do step by step. First step, you generate something and ask ChatGPT, okay, I want to include this and that. Can you change this way? Can you take this one? Can you have this part also? So take some time to get the final output, right? Okay. So highly technical matters and area need creativity and originality. You will not do it effectively with the tool. Limitations, ladies and gentlemen, I must say one thing very clear, data privacy concerns. Please be mindful, whatever you input, the prompts you have seen in throughout this webinar. I haven't referred to any company actual company names, the real person's names. It's all dummies. So use dummies because we don't know the risk behind using the tool also, because you might get exposed to providing your confidential information to the market through prompts. So be careful. So you might have your case. Why not you make it a dummy case? Like, okay, uh, let's say, for example, Vodafone. Vodafone is a telecommunication company, right? That you're working in Vodafone and you want to get something done. You don't need to say we are Vodafone. You can say we are a telecommunication company, right? And also the data, whatever data now, this ChatGPT is like Google, like a database. So that database has information. So these information are not up to date. So you can ask anything about past up to September 2021. So anything happened after 2021, not in this tool, but there's a paid version. I was told that paid version now they're slowly bringing these up real-time information. So paid version it's an advanced version. Paid version, you can get more content, but nothing wrong. Like you have seen that I was using the free version. So free version is still do the good job. But if you want to have more advanced content, more accurate things, what you do is it's $20 per month. You go for the paid version and that will change the thing. So if the free version does this way, you pay $20 per month and ask something, you can understand what it does, right? Okay. Now, I want to help you to create an account. There could be certain listeners, certain people who joined today, they don't have a ChatGPT account. For those people, let me take some time to explain them how you create an account. So how you create an account, for me to effectively showcase that, let me delete my history, the reason, then I have to log in again. Then you will see that part also, right? Okay. For you to create an account, this is come from a website, come from a team called OpenAI. So you go to OpenAI website and then you start doing the account creation. So how you do it? You first go to OpenAI website, right? And then actually you go to OpenAI website and then you must look for products, right? Menu, there are products. So under products, you got ChatGPT-4. So GPT-4 is the latest version. That's a paid version. So free version is 3.5. The paid version is GPT-4. So it will not show you the free version, obvious, because if they want to sell something, they want to show the ones which you have to pay. So you click on that, right? So when you click, try on ChatGPT Plus. Plus means paid version, but still you can click. Right. And then now I have an account, right? So my case, what I do is I should do logging. But if you don't have an account, if you're a first time user, you should say sign up. Right? So from here, I will only explain you because I do have account. I can't create my email. I can't give my email address and ask for another account. See, if I do it, when I say continue, yeah, it will ask password because I already have account. So what you do is, if you're a first time user, you type your email address. You have option to decide which email address. If you're more concerned not to give your office email address, you can still go with your personal email address. But if you are in a company which you are going to use ChatGPT as a good practice, as a risk avoidance mechanism, please speak to your boss, please speak to your IT and get their guidelines how you should do it. I mean, there's no problem at all that you're using your personal email address and do it, but you're using for the company work. So then there's a binding. So anyway, so you type your email and when you continue, your email will get a what you call code. I think 4 digits code. And when you enter that code, it will ask your mobile number. And when you enter your mobile number, I think you will automatically get the account done, right? So after your account's created, it is something like this. So after done your account, when you click on ChatGPT, I have taken it to my favorites. And now you can log in because you have created, right? You log in, sorry, and you enter your email address and your password, right? You can create a password there. I mean, I don't think these are complicated stuff that you know, these type of things. So then this will come and this is how it looks like. So you got 3.5 and you got GPT-4. If you click on GPT-4, it will say $20 per month. So what the difference? Access to GPT-4, most capable model, faster response speed, exclusive access to beta features like browsing, plugins, and code interpreter. So there are so many advancements, and this is a regular model, but there's nothing wrong using free model, but still it will help you. So just for your information. And this side, right? This side, this is like in laptop or in desktop, what you do is you create folders. So these are your folders. So new chat means new folder. So let's say that you want to talk about something about cybersecurity. So you start a new chat and it's all about cybersecurity. And the following day or maybe after month, 2 months, 3 months, it will appear here something related to cybersecurity. You can go and check. Now, let's say this one, right? Let's say this one. Right. I think you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, Nishan. Thanks. Okay, so this one, 7 days ago. So still you can go to what you have done. An interesting thing is like, let's say if I have done something a week ago, then I have to read it again and do things and, change and whatnot. But this still has permanent memory. You ask something related to this topic again, it will instantly generate the response you need because its memory remains permanently. So likewise, you can start new chat and you can keep this. And if you want to delete, let's say, for example, I want to delete this one. So you click on delete and the message will come to delete. So you delete it. So it's gone, right? So it deletes it deletes for everyone, no records. So to run today's demonstration, let me start with new chat. So when you say new chat, you don't have anything in the history, right? So that is how you create an account. And as I told you, these are the list of areas, list of professionals that who can work on ChatGPT. And with regular use of the tool, I'm capable of helping out these different professionals to effectively use ChatGPT, just for your information. Right. So live demonstrations, that's the interesting, or that's the one that you were looking for today's session. So we are trying to go through certain demonstration from this time onwards. Certain demonstrations prompt I have already created in a separate place because I thought to manage time, I must do it, but certain I will do here. More importantly, we are not just, generating reports or generating scenarios. We can go through the things and I will explain you how to refine or how to change your answers, right? Okay, so let me get into a few scenarios. So today's discussion, I thought I will try my best to go through some 15 scenarios. Let's see how it goes with the time. So what I'm going to do it today, and of course, if the chat option is enabled, if you want to try out different scenarios, you can send us and we can try out depending on the time. For finance professionals, these are the ones I'm going to try today. Write a convincing letter to the bank to favorably negotiate the terms of the loan facility. So, part of the job. Professional yet alarming follow up mail to a debtor on collections. Then, drafting a report to the directors on financial and performance of the company for the month. So, monthly, you have monthly directors meeting and you update on the performance. For that, you need to write a report, right? So, we're going to write that report today. Drafting a feasibility due diligence report on a particular matter, like now we discuss about herbal, right? Herbal drink. So how are you going to write a feasibility report on that? Designing a risk assessment matrix. So in any organization, you have a risk management division or risk management arm where you want to identify what are your risks and what are most significant risks and what are moderate and what are low, and you to take actions depending on the rating, right? So we will go through with you how to create a risk assessment matrix for your particular industry. Then also we are trying to see what this tool do for if I'm a CFO or a finance manager, how can I use this tool? And then finance department procedures, like always good to have those routine procedures documented somewhere that people can read and understand. I mean, always you need to help them, you should guide them. But the same person coming again and again, okay, look here, I don't know how to do bank reconciliation. So you hire an account executive and that person comes and say, you ask him to do the bank reconciliation. He comes and say, look here, I don't know how to do bank reconciliation. I mean, not I don't know. I have fair understanding only. I haven't done it yet. So being he's a new guy, you might think, okay, I'm the finance manager, so I should help. So you guide him, right? And the next month comes again, he comes and asks, okay, I still don't know how to do it. And the following month comes, he will come, or maybe he has gone, the new person comes and he also asking you. So it is very time wasting job for you, explaining about bank reconciliation every month to the same person or a different person. So why not you have a guide in place, the practical guide in place that everyone can read and try it out, and clarification always they can ask. So ChatGPT will help you for that. Those are selected ones for finance professionals and audit professionals. Very serious and we must be very careful, but the tool is giving you support. So why not we also do? Because what I'm trying to say, most of us are from audit profession. We need to use our common sense, our professional judgment, professional skepticism, all these standards and ethical practices and whatnot. But you can always get the support of tool to complete your job at least 50%, but balance 50% may be the human judgment, right? Not merely using, that's the danger. I'll show you certain things like you can use it, but the danger is like you use it without knowing what you're doing, right? So that's a danger. So assist with audit planning and risk assessment. So that's a vital element of any external audit. So we are going to do some risk assessment today for any selected scenario. Help with audit report drafting and review. It could be key audit matters. It could be audit qualification that you want to draft, right? So ChatGPT will help you to draft. Analyze audit findings and provide recommendation for you to get through the management letter stage with your team. So ChatGPT will help you to do the management letter and then to refine by yourself. Why I'm saying refine by yourself? If you give the prompt, the exact case of your client to the tool, that you are exposing to a significant risk. But you need to be careful. You say, okay, look here, during our audit, we noted that the bank reconciliation has not been reviewed by the finance manager. So give me the observation, give me the risk implication, and give me some recommendation. So something like that, right? Then audit working paper documentation, very much important. Maybe not the routine tasks, but like, areas like going concern, related parties, subsequent events, then litigations, you have certain areas. So I have taken going concern for the discussion. So let's say that you want to do the going concern working paper for partners review. So how you're going to do? I mean, if you're going to do by yourself, you know how long it takes. So how you're going to do with ChatGPT? Then provide, this is practice management, the other three, provide insights on audit performance metrics and KPIs. So have you set certain KPIs for your audit support staff, audit seniors, supervisors, managers, partners, depending on their designation and the role? So we're going to do that. And audit quality reviews. You know that as part of ISQM 1, audit quality review is a must, and it was there before also. But maybe you are a small audit firm that who has not get into that practice, that you want some guideline how to implement a very efficient audit quality review program. So for that, you can ask the support from ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I want to have a proper plan for audit quality reviews. So give me that plan. Then, automation everywhere. That practicing firms also trying to do a lot of automation. Let's say now this committee itself, the board itself, a digital accounting assurance board, that board, one of the things that they also in mind is like how to help audit firms to automate their business. So we are going to give some insight to you, how you get into automation in your business. Let's say that you are a practicing firm, local firm, having some 3-4 partners and few managers and some reasonable number of staff and certain divisions that you want to focus on automation. So we're going to try out that also. So let's look at one by one now. Okay. So I'm going to do these scenarios now with you. And of course, please, you can have your question coming in. Maybe Nishant will take after my session. And also, if you want to try out different scenarios, we can look at the time and try out. Let's see how it goes. Okay, the first one. Now, writing a convincing letter to the bank to favorably negotiate the terms of the loan facility. So we all have these type of challenges, like we have gone and taken a loan from the bank for different reasons. And down the line, we realize that we have certain cash flow issues. Now you want to go and negotiate with the bank. So go and negotiating with bank is always, it's not that easy. So you have a way of doing and all, like, okay, maybe you first have a phone call and then maybe you have to send a letter and then you go and discuss. So my point here today is to, okay, now let's say now you being the CEO or CFO, you want to write to the bank manager asking for some support. So that letter should be something that when the manager reads, the bank manager reads, he should feel that he should support or he should ask for a very effective meeting, right? So how you going to write this letter? Yes, you're writing letters, but how long it takes for you to write the letter? That's the important part, right? And whether how convincing that letter. So let's try out how we can do with the tool. To save some time, I have this prompt here, but not everything. Let's try some typing also. But let me take this prompt as it is, but then explain. So this is my prompt. ABC company, so I'm not referring to any names, right? ABC company has taken a 5-year loan from XYZ bank for the CapEx needs. The loan has been served effectively over the last 2 years. But due to declining performance of the company, the management is now experiencing cash flow concerns. As the CFO of the company, you are asked to negotiate with the bank to reschedule the loan with favorable terms. Write a very convincing letter to the manager of the bank. So that's why I told you at the beginning, the question you asked, whether ChatGPT eliminate us. For ChatGPT to eliminate us, ChatGPT should get the right input from you. Without you, the tool is useless. Okay. So this prompt I have designed today. So you also should be able to, you should also have the capacity. Okay, ChatGPT will give me the letter, but I must know what I'm going to ask. Right. So this is not copy paste from somewhere. This is I have written. So you also should have that capability to develop those prompts for you to give the right output. So let's see what it gives you and how fast. Right. The letter has been done. So if you see the letter is too long, I mean, this type of thing, you need to have a kind of a decent letter. So I do not feel like any need to challenge the length of the letter. Rather, it's too long. I might feel like it's too short. Maybe some appendices coming in. Okay, all there. Now, another important thing when you write a letter, topic is also matters, right? People look at the subject and see whether it's appealing. Request for loan rescheduling to address cash flow concerns. So, first place, like if you are not happy with the subject, you can say, okay, let me do some experiment. You're not happy with the subject, or you want to try out different options of subject. Can you alternative subject of this letter? So I'm asking a question. Can you give me some alternative options for the subject? So let me first look at that. Okay, now you got 10. So don't mess yourself reading all these 10 and now you're thinking which one I'm going to pick. So it is up to you. If you feel like it's too much, so you may ask, okay, give me some 3 rather asking options. So exploring collaborative solution for loan rescheduling, request for loan restructuring to address current financial challenges, or maybe not. Seeking mutual resolution loan rescheduling proposal for ABC company. A partnership is adversity, in adversity, loan adjustment proposal for consideration. Up to you. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, it will give you the options. Okay, now fine. So I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing blah, blah, blah. Over the past few years, our partnership with XYZ has been instrumental. So you are explaining the relationship to make it convincing to help understand. I must candidly admit that we are currently facing unexpected cash flow. So now you're coming for the problem. If you start with the problem, look here, we have a problem. So can you reschedule? We know that we have been having good relationship with you. So it won't make sense, right? It won't go in the right context. So with this in mind, I kindly request you to consider blah, blah, blah. These are your proposal, extended repayment period, temporary interest rate adjustment, flexibility repayment structure. So those are the common things that you really want, right? So you have recommended and this letter can go, right? And then the rest will come, right? So if you're not happy with the letter, just a matter of click the button, regenerate, and it will come. Oh, sorry. Now it's come the topics because my last one was to ask the option. So if you ask, can you give me an alternative letter request? So I'm asking refer to the letter. And now I have to do because in between I have done something else. So it will not read my letter now. It will give something. Oh, now the letter is coming, right? Exploring collaborative solution for loan repayments rescheduling. Okay, fine. So Yeah, this is content is different, but facts remain same. So you can do multiple versions of the letter until you're happy. Right. So what's the second one? Professional yet alarming follow-up mail to a debtor on collection. For this scenario, what I have taken, let's say now you have this debtor collection meeting in a frequent manner, and let's say you have noticed one particular debtor outstanding and that name coming in every week, and people are not taking formal action because apparently that particular customer is a long-standing customer and he has been there with you from the beginning, and you find it's very difficult, and he is very much connected to your managing director and your finance team and your CFO, right? So even though you're CFO, you might be concerned, right? Because he's very much connected to managing director. He has been there with you. So if you say something wrong in your email, in your calls, so that guy might get upset and he might call managing director, and then it's not a good experience. So, but as the CFO, you have a role of following up. So what then you have to go through that formal process because your team has done some calls and try out, not worked. So now you have to write formally, making sure that your managing director happy, your customer happy, yet you're following up the collection. So what you do is, right? My prompt may not be accurate, but I'm trying to pitch the way I want. I mean, one might say in this audience, like, okay, Gerard, we can have a prompt in a different way. That's right. That's okay. But the fact remains that the email should be very professional and respectable and also reminding. Our data listing has a significant balance, which is outstanding for last 6 to 9 months. As the related client is a long-standing customer of the company who has been there with the early stage of the company, no formal follow-ups have been done. As the CFO, you were asked to write to him in a professional manner requesting for the settlement. Write me a professional but alarming email. So let's try and see. So if you're going to face this type of scenario, first, for you to write the email and satisfy yourself, it might take half day of yours, right? And second, the biggest challenge, now you feel that the email is good, yet you can't send it because you can't upset your managing director. You can't upset your current client because you inside your mind you have, okay, I might send this email. What if this customer call my managing director and my managing director blast me why you send this email? You can't send without copying your managing director because it's wrong, and even you copy, you feel very scared because without telling him, if you copy him and send, he might call and say, look here, why you send this email? So that means you have to get his permission, right? Indirectly, what I'm trying to say. So if you write the email, you might have to go back and forth meeting your managing director, and maybe always he's not available, right? So for this email, maybe you might spend some 2-3 days because back and forth going, getting approval, corrections, and whatnot. But if you use ChatGPT and do something which you feel comfortable, and go and sit with your managing director, still he might refine here and there a few, but maybe one go, right? So that's why you should use to reduce your time, to improve your efficiency. Okay, let me read out the email subject: urgent attention required, outstanding balance settlement. If I am the customer who's receiving this email, you are making me upset by giving this subject line. This subject is like not a professional, right? You are reminding, oh, hey, look here, you're not paying our money. So why not you pay? So you're upsetting your client. So I think you agree that you don't like this subject because that subject should be very professional. Can you change, without damaging the relationship? right? Okay, let's see what it gives you. Reconciliation and account settlement discussion defined, but what I asked, I think that's why you need to be worried. Can you change the subject? I asked change the subject, but I didn't say not to generate email. My purpose was to generate few options for subject, not the email again, right? So that's why my prompt is incomplete, right? So what you do is take it again and change it. Can you change the subject to be more professional without damaging the relation? Give me few optional subjects. Okay, now it's changed. Yeah, here you go. Not the email, but subject. Initiating a collaborative discussion on account reconciliation, seeking mutual understanding, addressing outstanding account balance. Kind of good. Navigating account settlement with open communication and respect, or if not necessarily. A considerate approach to account reconciliation and resolution. Oh, I don't know what it is. Fostering clarity and cooperation, outstanding balance discussion, prioritizing transparency, or why transparency, respecting our partnership, deliberating on unresolved account balances. Why deliberate? Or maybe, but I like the second one, seeking mutual understanding, addressing outstanding account balances. Kind of okay, but if you are still not happy, you can ask. That's different story. So let's go to the email. I trust this email finds you in good health. Our long-standing business partnership holds significant values to us, and I hope this message finds you aware of our enduring commitment to nature in this relationship. Oh, it's all good. So starting is good. As we continue to evolve in dynamic business, I wanted to bring your attention to a matter that requires our joint consideration. It has come to our notice that there is an outstanding balance of your account which has been outstanding for last 6-9. Okay. Until up to this point, it all good, right? So I don't think nothing wrong, because at any point in time in this email, you have to say that it's outstanding balance there, but you managed to go through some 5-6 lines for me to read, which I feel okay. Okay. So I think it looks good. So if you feel it's too much, you can short it. But point is, you must start with that good opening. And also, I have seen, I would appreciate your timely attention. Okay, alarming. And we recognize whatever. Yeah. You sort of giving him that credit, right? So it's all balancing email. So that's basically, I think, one of the challenges that you face every day, right? Writing emails to your customers, suppliers, even your boss. Like, you're the finance manager now. You were asked to write a letter, email to director. So you are running here and there. How I'm going to write it? Okay, so it's support of ChatGPT, right? Drafting a report to the directors on the financial performance of the company for the month. This monthly performance report. Every time you go to the meeting, directors go through your report and in front of everyone say, okay, your grammar is not good, your sentence patterns has no way, and your flow is not good. Why you have done this way? You should have done this way. And they're not talking about the numbers or the performance. They're talking about your reports, the cosmetic improvements and whatnot. Every week, every month, you get something which you're not happy about your report. So let's change that environment working with ChatGPT. Okay. The finance manager was asked to present monthly financial performance to the board for the July 2023 at the upcoming board meeting. Please write the July month's performance report to be circulated among the members of the board. If you want to have a detailed prompt, you can do, bear in mind confidentiality, but at least let's look at what is coming. And if you're happy, then you can build on that report. Okay. Right. Monthly financial performance report, July 2023. Okay, very professional report it should be. So you can't have this fancy words and all these things coming in. Prepared by finance manager, date. Dear members of the board. Yeah, it's very polite address. I am pleased to present the financial performance report for the month of July, reflecting the company's progress and key financial indicators during this period. This report provides insight into our revenue generation, expenditure patterns, and overall financial health. Nothing wrong. Revenue analysis, cost and expense management, profitability, to the point, cash flow, financial ratio, capital expenditure, market performance, achievements and challenges, and all. Now you might say, Gerard, okay, fine, this is not interesting, but it's all in bullet points. I need the report. Fine, okay. That's where we need to try out again. Can you give me the comprehensive report taking subject based on above outline, right? So I asked him the detailed report because, okay, say for example, now, okay, key financial ratios. Okay, I know how to calculate current ratio. That's fine, but I want to write something in the report, so it's not there. So you ask something, no worries. See, total revenue so much, comparison with previous month, 8% increase. Key drivers, why 8% increase? Our main revenue source for July included robust sales in the flagship product line, which saw a surge in demand due to target marketing campaign and favorable market response. Additionally, our new strategic partnership led to net 30 increase in business to business sales. So wonderful, right? So this is fantastic. But your directors will say, oh, Chirag, you have done a fantastic report this time. How do you improve yourself? So be careful then how you answer. But you can see it's very interesting. I mean, you yourself feel like, wow. But ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, that's where we do the mistake. Now you first need to do this. And if you're happy, yes, copy paste to a different Word document and plug your numbers and read it again and ask whether this makes sense to our business, whether I should change something. And okay, if you feel it's all good, at least you need to understand, you need to get the key input in the report, key features in the report. Why? If someone turns up at the board meeting and asks you a question and you are sort of looking at the roof and counting how many, there, and or maybe looking at the other people and laughing and you can't give any answer, then you're done because they know that you have not done this report. Either you have not done this report or you have not read the report. Both are not good for you. And secondly, what if questions? You go through the report and you ask yourself, what if the directors ask this question and that question? So you need to be prepared. So what I'm trying to say, this will eliminate you spending time drafting the report minutes, right? But you should use your human brain intelligence to face the situation that people feel that you have done the report with that understanding and you are, in and out about the right? It's done by someone else. And then your director might ask, okay, CEO, this report he has not done. Have you done? Have you helped? He might say no. Then you might have to say, okay, I have done the report using ChatGPT. So you're done then. So be careful. You can use the tool, but you should bring that intelligence into the conversation. Right. Drafting a feasibility due diligence report, this is a kind of a strategic level. I mean, the first two scenarios are operational. Third scenario, managerial tasks. Fourth scenario, strategic tasks. So you still can do it. So drafting a feasibility report on any topic. Okay, I have taken a retail outlet scenario for today's discussion. ABC Supermart is planning to open a new outlet in Punjab city and have requested CEO to come up with a feasibility report. Please draft a comprehensive feasibility report with executive summary, introduction, market conditions, customer preferences, competition and challenges, opportunities, marketing plan, financial budget, resource requirement, and the other aspects. Also include relevant appendices. I think in a particular feasibility report, you like to have these things coming in. Feasibility report with certain areas, and then you say, okay, I want you to include this and that. But why not you try the first instance itself to get what you really want? And if you're not happy, you can fine tune. That's a different story. Okay, let's see what it gives you. Feasibility report, opening a new outlet in Punjab city of ABC Supermart. Okay, executive summary. ABC Supermart is considering the strategic expansion of its retail presence by opening a new outlet in Punjab city. This feasibility report outlines a comprehensive analysis of the proposed venture, including market conditions, customer preferences, competitive landscape, challenges, opportunities, marketing plan, financial budget, and resource requirements. This report concludes that the expansion into Punjab city presents a viable opportunity for ABC Supermart, given the city's growing population, favorable market conditions, and other established brand reputation. So wonderful. So let's look at the report, and under different heading, you will have these things. Competition and challenges. The retail sector in Punjab city is competitive with both local and national players, market share. The key challenge lies in differentiating ABC supermarket and offering unique value proposition to attract and retain customers. Additionally, logistics and supply chain management will be critical to ensure consistent product availability. Yeah. Now it's there, but if you feel, okay, appendices are also there. Now, okay, first thing, now appendices are there, no details. Now you want appendices also in a lengthy manner, right? So let's try. Can you give the detail appendix 1? I will try 1, 2. I will try 1 and 2. Let's see. Okay, so it gives you the these are real information, these are true information based on 2021 September, I believe. Not real-time ones, but still gives you some good information, right? Okay. Market research was conducted through a combination of surveys, focus groups, and data analysis to gain insights into the preference and behaviors of consumers in Punjab city. Key finding: 68 respondents indicated preference of one-stop shopping. Okay, these are based on surveys, so you have to conduct the survey to get these percentages. Okay, these percentages are based on a survey, so you have to do the survey. So what might ask how I'm going to do the survey? You ask ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT, I want to do a market survey, opening up a new outlet in Punjab city. So give me the market survey questions. So you're done. Then you can get these details and upload. Computer analysis. See, because I have used XYZ, the computer analysis also come in XYZ manner. So they have explained certain competitors. Supermart X, a well-established national chain with strong presence in Punjab city, blah, blah, blah. So it won't give you any information. But if I ask for my curiosity, who are the big major retail players in Punjab city? I'm just asking to understand who are the competitors. Okay, you know, right? I have not been to India. I mean, not inside India, but these are true information. Big Bazaar, Lions Fresh, DMart, Spencer Retail, Metro Cash, More Supermarket. These are the supermarkets in retail chains in Punjab city. So basically computer analysis about those outlets, right? So you might feel this report is not that comprehensive. I'm going to try. Okay. Can you, I'm going to say something that's trying. Can you give me a very comprehensive see. The above report is not sufficient. I'm trying to tell him, look here, can you try something else? I'm going to say something, I'm going to share something. That's why I'm asking this prompt again. Let's try what it gives you. Okay. Okay. You see, still you're not happy, right? I'll give you the reason why you are not getting the input. Okay. Right. So this is okay. So this is a strategic task, very important report. Don't you think so? Like this is a feasibility report. So very important task that you want to do. You know why you're not getting the comprehensive report? Because ChatGPT 3.5 will not support you get that content out. So if you have contributed $20 per month and then you ask, you will get a fantastic report, right? Let me try. If you contribute an ask, right? If you contribute an ask, you will get a very oops. Okay. You will get a comprehensive report because you have paid $20 and then ChatGPT will give you more content. I mean, these headings will remain same, but even it will give you the numbers, the financial budget. It will look at Indian economy and it will give you some numbers, indicative numbers also. And marketing plan, it will give you what platform you should do and what budget and what sort of plan. Here also you can ask, can you give me, you can try this way in detail. Let's try. This way it might work, but the report itself, you like to have the first time, right? Okay. So now you get the details to complete marketing plan for this outlet. So yeah. You can try that way. You can ask more information for different section. Rather ask it, can ask in a different way. Right. So I believe you got it. And then designing risk assessment metrics. Okay. So let's try this one in step by step. Now, you know, any organization, you have risk management arm. So what they do is they have a risk register and they deliberate every month or frequently about the risk factors and they include in the risk register and then identify whether those are operational, finance or compliance or any other risk. And then you do the rating and mitigating action plan and follow-ups up and whatnot. So ChatGPT will help you to do that. So let's try how we going to do that step by step. We are cherry company. Situated in Bangladesh. Let's take them. And our risk management team was very out and come with the risk matrix. Taking Bangladesh taking Thus, the background, compliance, competition, social and environmental factors, financial reporting, inspiration, sample IFRS, sorry. IFRS, local reporting guidelines, what else you want to consider, right? Let's stop there. Final, please give me the top 10 risks that we okay, and future outlook. Future outlook means, let's say, mega trends, right? Please give me the. So I'm first asking, what could be the possible top 10 list for this telecommunication company in Bangladesh? So that's right. So I believe one of the top would be interested to look at this as the risk factors rather, financial reporting point of view that, small minor matters, right? Okay, so these are there. Because we are finance and audit professional, let's see anything to talk about IFRS. Nothing there. So not that happy, no, because we being finance people, we like to include financial reporting also as okay. Yeah. What about IFRS risks? Okay. Let's see. Complex revenue recognition, we agree. Telecommunication, impairment of assets, leasing standards, financial instruments, tax effect on IFRS adoption, transition to new disclosures. Okay, fine. Right. So now you got 20 risk factors altogether. IFRS focus 10, that 10 actually for the finance team, not necessarily overall organization point of view, the rating point of view, but there are 20. Now let's put this way. Can you about 20 as a list? Because I want to take it in one place. Right now I got 20. Right? So now you got 20 risk factors. Problem is, this has given you some 20. Now you have a problem. Okay, which one I should focus on more? Should I really need to focus on all 20? When you read out, you might feel, yeah, this matters. I mean, let's take one randomly. Evolving customer preferences, anticipating and adapting to changing customer preference and demands to stay relevant. So it's a risk factor, of course. If you're still using 4G when 5G is out there, then customer will go out, right? So another one random. Talent management and skills gap. Challenges in attracting, retaining, and developing skilled personnel in a competitive job market. Makes sense. Can't avoid. Have to include. But there must be some priorities. Okay. Taking about 20 risks into consideration. Please produce. Now we are going to do the risk matrix. Okay. Now the interesting part. You see, all 20 is there. Okay, you got high, moderate, low. Now the intelligence comes in. Now you see out of 20, there are 3 moderate, 4 low, 5. Yeah. Out of 20, 15 high. So it is up to you to use your common sense, and you're sitting in Bangladesh and you are in telecommunication industry, and to take a call whether I should take all these high factors as high because this is machine generated metrics, or should I change the rating because of my intelligence? It makes sense, no? Like you got 20 risks and it says 15 high, then you're very much exposed to the continuation of business. But you got CTOs, CFOs, CEOs, managers, directors, and they know certain are that you can postpone or you can avoid or you can disregard. So that's your intelligence. Suppose that you also ended up with having some sort of agreement with what this has generated, then you should have a plan how I'm going to address this 15 in a given time frame. Let's say next 6 to 9 months, we should address these high risk areas to make it moderate or low, right? Let's say you accept this one, but you can't implement everything at once, right? So what you do is, give me specific action plan and timeline. Let's assume you accept it, but you can't address 15 at once, but in a stage wise. Let's look at what it gives you. Is that the one coming? Yeah, these are the ones coming here, okay? Okay, so this gives you a plan for all 15 in 12 months in different stages. But you can say, no, look here, I want to address these 15 stages. Like, okay, let's do this way. You have given me some 15 risks as high. Can't address all at once. Can you priority by relook at after analyzing, after reanalyzing their significance. So you're trying to see whether you will have some more support from ChatGPT for you to take up this thing differently. Right? Okay, priority, immediate attention. There you go. There are 5 should be in each and every meeting, but action should also come. Cybersecurity, agree. Customer experience, regulatory and legal compliance, intense competition, IFRS. Okay. And second could be market disruption from megatrends, infrastructure, economical and financial volatility, data localization. And third, technological. Okay. So you got the priority. right? So now you're good. Now you're happy. So you will focus on the first 5. So see the extent that you can go with ChatGPT. Okay. With the interest of time, I'll go to the last one, finance department procedures. Okay. I'll do swift because we want to discuss some audit scenarios. Give me step by step process of preparation of bank reconciliation, which is very clear and understandable by my junior accountants, right? Otherwise, he might come and say, look here, I can't understand this document. Okay. Bank reconciliation. Okay. So it will do kind of spoon feeding for you to do your bank reconciliation. Right. So first you gather whatever information you need, cash book, bank statement, supporting document, compare opening balance, look up transaction from debit, bank statement debit to cash book credit, bank statement credit to cash book debit. Likewise, identify deposit in transit, identify outstanding checks, record bank charges and interest, reconcile errors, right? Document reconciliation, investigate discrepancies, update cash book, obtain approval, file. So I don't think you can't do more than this to explain how to do bank reconciliation. If with this, if someone can't do, then you better hire a new one, right? Okay. Now let's try something for auditors. We got kind of 20 to 25 minutes. Let's try out. Assist with audit planning and risk assessment. So with the interest of time, let me see. I think I got a scenario. Okay. Now, any audit, it is very much important that you do the right risk assessment. So that drives your audit. So let's try this one. The company has adopted IFRS and the audit needs to be conducted in compliance. Okay, wait. Okay. Wait. Right. Something missing? We have been asked to carry out the audit of renewable. Let's try something complex. Energy company. This is our first year audit. The company has adopted IFRS and audit needs to be conducted in compliance with international standards on auditing. As the audit manager, I have been asked to do the preliminary risk assessment because this won't give you everything. Without you analyzing your financial statements, understand the business, you won't get all the risk factors. So ChatGPT can't do that, right? But it will give you some good risk factors to identify key areas of focus. Please give me preliminary risk assessment, right? Let's try and see. Okay. Now you see example, human resource and talent risk, skill gap, employee turnover. So those are nothing that we can focus in our audit. I mean, we are not, we can't perform audit procedures, but we can highlight in our management letter. It's a different story. But you see, there are certain which really not goes with your audit, right? So what you can do is in our audit, we only because ChatGPT may not know, maybe don't know that what you're supposed to do. In our audit, we only focus on financial statements and verification of financial statements and providing assurance financial statement. Keeping this will be revised preliminary, right? Let's try. Revenue recognition, asset valuation and impairment, financial instruments, environmental liabilities, taxation and incentives, leases and contracts, disclosures and presentation, technology and data risks, management and internal control, regulatory changes and legal compliance. I think it's all count, right? You agree that these all are required. I'm very much interested to read out revenue recognition because we said in renewable energy. Let's see. Complex contracts, risks related to accurate recognition of revenue from energy sales, government grants, and carbon credit transactions. See, it's renewable energy. Long-term contracts, risk associated with recognized revenue and cost over the duration of long-term power purchase agreement, PPAs. And asset valuation, risk of accurate valuation of energy generation equipment and related asset based on their fair value. Risk of recognizing impairment in asset value due to technological advancement, regulatory changes, or economic downturn. So spot on, right? These are very much accurate risk factors for a audit for renewable energy company. So makes sense. Yeah, I'm not going to go down, but these two spot on, right? So you will get some good information. Right. What next? Help with audit report drafting and review. Okay. Let's take the same thing. I want to definitely, you know that you will highlight revenue recognition and asset valuation as key audit matters in your audit report, right? It could be both, it could be one, but being it's renewable energy, revenue recognition is a very complex area. Asset valuation and impairment matters. So you might address both as key audit matters. So I'll focus on revenue recognition. I have, okay. First place. Now I want to be smart. I want to see whether this ChatGPT know what is key audit matters. If it doesn't know key audit matters, it will generate something wrong, right? What is by the auditor? Let's see whether it will give you the right answer. Key audit matters are specific matters that auditor considers to be the most significant audit of the company finance. They are those matters that in the auditor's professional judgment require most attention. Okay. It has copied the standard as it is, right? So yeah, okay. Now we try to develop a key audit matter. For this renewable energy company, we have considered revenue recognition as a term. Give me the write-up of CAM. I will just ask, give me the write-up of CAM. We all know that CAM should explain why it is a key audit matters and what procedures we have done and our conclusion. So because it explained that we know, ChatGPT know what is CAM, let's try this way, see whether it's accurate. Okay. Description, why it is a key audit matter, how the matter was addressed in the audit, conclusion. Agree, right? Spot on. Only thing you might feel this is too much, then you can fine tune. That's a different story. But let's take example, key audit matter. How are you going to draft? Either you go to the last key audit report or you look at a similar company who has done the key audit matter, Or if it is international audit firm, you go to the database and find out a similar key audit matter, or you ask your friend. A lot of things happening, no? But let's say that there's no key audit matter on revenue recognition on renewable energy company, but revenue recognition is a very common key audit matter. You might find something, but not the accurate one. So ChatGPT will do. Revenue recognition is a critical accounting area for the renewable energy company. The company generates revenue through multiple streams, including energy sales, government grants, and carbon credit transactions. Given the complexity and diversity of revenue sources, management judgment is in all. You can understand it's spot on, right? And why it is key audit matter? Explain. Let's read out. And revenue recognition is a key audit matter due to the significance of the financial strain and the complexity inherent in the company's operation. The company's revenue recognition involves a higher degree of estimation judgment, particularly on PPAs, power purchase agreements, and valuation of carbon credits. So yeah, assessment of control, evaluation of control contracts, carbon credit valuation, testing revenue recognition, comparison to regulation. So spot on, I think. Yeah. So the thing is, now as a senior manager or director or manager, you're supposed to draft this key audit matter for partner's attention. You must be very careful that you do this thing with ChatGPT and you read and understand and then go to your partner. Good example, if your partner's, Gerard, what do you mean by power purchase agreement? Okay, now you're looking at here and there and no one is there because you're only one with partner. You don't know what is power purchase agreement, but in your key audit matter, you highlight power purchase agreement. So be careful. And this one, valuation of carbon credits. Okay, Gerard, explain me how you check whether carbon credit valuation is right. First place, you must understand what is carbon credit valuation and whether you have reviewed those working papers. So you can even do at the start of the audit, no? Ask ChatGPT, okay, give me the key audit matters. At the beginning of the audit, without even looking at anything, ChatGPT will give you, but you don't know. So you need to use that thing. That's why human factor will not be eliminated as long as you bring that intelligence, right? Okay. Audit working paper documentation going concern. Let's say you got a scenario that these are more frequent ones, like now your deadline is tomorrow, and you know that when you look at your client's financials, you know that there were certain indicators, but now you are sort of wrapping up the engagement and you are reviewing, juniors' workings and taking filing documents and reviewing the financials. Tomorrow morning, the file should go to manager, but you know that going concern is a critical matter, but you haven't done any documentation. It's in your mind, it's in your head. You can go and explain your manager, but you know that it won't help because your manager say, look here, Gerard, going concern is a very important point for this client. You have not done any documentation. Yes, you know you are talking about indicators, but you have not documented. How are you going to pass it to the partner? And so what you do? So we can do this, right? But please be careful. I'll show you the documentation, but be careful. Your partner will go through and ask few questions, and if you can't answer the question, then I think that's it. Okay. In this company, we have noted that the that recurring and showing uh, check. Okay, I brought some, indicators. Then what you do is you identify indicators and you ask client an assessment. And they have given an assessment. It's future cash flows. So this is what happening, right? Another which seems reasonable. Please write comprehensive working paper to be submitted to partners with our recommendation on a type of audit opinion to be right. So indicators discussed, client assessment there. Now you're supposed to have audit working paper with a recommendation. What sort of audit opinion you're recommending? Let's see. So tonight, now you're working, right? Tomorrow morning, file should go. Okay. See, going concern, working paper and recommendation prepared by company name, reporting period, summary of situation. During the course of audit, we noted several indicators of potential going concern as in the financial statement. These indicators include recurrent losses, negative net assets position, insufficient working capital, blah, blah, blah. Management assessment. We engaged in detailed discussion with the company's management regarding the going concern assessment. Management has provided us with a comprehensive assessment that includes projection of future cash flows, taking into consideration anticipated revenue growth, cost reduction initiatives, and potential refinancing arrangement, plan to secure additional funding through equity infusion and potential partnerships, information about ongoing negotiation with lenders, commitment to implementing cost-saving measures, our evaluation. We have done following procedures: review and the company's financial forecast, assumptions, data, mitigating factors, assessment of the company's ability to meet obligation, examine the company's operational efficiency improvement initiative and the expected impact on future cash flows. Okay, all good it looks like. Based on our evaluation, we believe the information provided by the management regarding the future cash flows, refinancing plans, and operational improvements is reasonable and supported by reliable assumptions. While company has faced challenges in the mitigating factors presented by management provide the basis for a positive going concern assessment. Considering the information gathered in our assessment, we recommend issuing an unqualified opinion with an emphasis of meta paragraph related to going concern uncertainty. This opinion would communicate to users that file the emphasis of meta paragraph, right? Management representation, document. Okay. It's all fantastic, and I have done the prompt with the mind that I want to have a recommendation of emphasis of meta paragraph. That's the case mostly, right? When they have given information, you might consider emphasis of meta paragraph and you may not. Looks okay. The problem is the document is very much interesting, but when I review, when your partner review, he go word to word and ask you questions. Okay, Gerard, what assumptions you have looked at? Where's the cash flow? Okay, have that cash flow is approved. Or then they say they have done negotiation with the lenders. Where are the letters for negotiation? Equity infusion. Where's the evidence? Okay, so all these things come into play. Even though document looks nice, have you gathered the right information? Is the problem, right? Is the question. And the last one, examine the company's operational efficiency and improvement initiatives and their expected impact on future cash flows. Gerard, what you have done to say that you have performed this procedure? Tell me what you have done. Can you explain? Right. So that's what you need to be very careful. So you just can't generate it, copy paste it, and fine tuning and put your whatever audit firm's logos and whatnots and give it to partner. No, it won't work that way. So you should have understanding about first place, at least let's say this document is fine, but we need to end up with emphasis of matter paragraph to unqualified audit opinion. At least you must know why it is emphasis of matter paragraph. Without knowing you document this one, then you ended up partner knowing, okay, he's using ChatGPT, not the brain. So that's what I keep highlighting, that you need to be very intelligent, smart, and you should be up on the game, not to depend on the tool. Tool will do some help for you, but after that you should validate. Let's say now it's 8:20 and tomorrow morning you should give the file 8:20. By 8:20 you have done the documentation. Now you should read word to word. Tomorrow I must give the file. I can't do much of procedures, so to pass it to partners to say, look here, I have done this information are yet pending, and I can take it from client tomorrow or day after, but still you are recovering, you are safeguarding yourself not to put unnecessary information which client will not give you help and you even can't understand, right? So you should fine tune to make sure that you are there with what you can do. Let's say, for example, equity infusion arrangement. You can say outstanding matters. We need to get the formal letters from client to support that statement. So that could be okay, right? Because that's part and parcel of the game, like state, but someone has made a statement like a CEO, CFO. So that's a valid statement then, right? Should be, right? Then provide insights. Okay, I like to go this one. Audit quality review program. So let's say your local audit firm, now you want to get into audit quality review internally. You know that all international firms are doing locally and with their global firms coming and reviewing. But for you, you know that, okay, it's a kind of take some random files and review and reporting on finding, but you exactly don't know how to do it, right? So you ask ChatGPT, okay. First you ask whether he knows what it called review. External audit. Otherwise, it will give you all types of quality review, ISO quality reviews and whatnot. So this is external audit on financial statements. Okay. Yes. Audit quality reviews, also known as external quality assurance reviews, refers to independent assessment of the quality of audits conducted by external audit firms. These reviews are performed by external parties. Okay, fine. Let's say independent parties, often the audit firms or regulatory bodies, to evaluate whether the audits were conducted in accordance with applicable auditing standard, regulation, best practice. Okay, it does. No? Fine. Now, okay, our firm want to initiate terms AQR process. Plan should include purpose, file selection, methodology, review, how to conduct review, discussion of findings, plans, taking actions, then reporting. You need the plan. Let's try. I think this has given you all what you want, maybe more than what you want. Purpose given, file selection, it could be random or risk-based or both. Conducting review, peer review preparation, document review, interviews, review documentation, quality, discussion of findings, feedback session, strength and weakness, open dialogue, mitigating action, recommendation, training and process enhancement, reporting, then continuous improvement, learning and development. So it's all there. So you can have this document, you to initiate and even elements. Then let's say, okay, selection, it say risk-based and random. You say, okay, can you give me more guideline how to select the file risk-based approach? So it will give you thing out from this tool. And last thing, audit firm process automation. And nowadays you hear this thing coming in that people tend to look at how they can do the automation of their audit firm's processes. Okay, this is my scenario. Background information. We are running a medium audit firm with 3 partners and 5 managers. We have around 60 staff and a reasonable SME clientele. We have few supporting departments like IT, finance, HR, and admin, in addition to main service lines like audit, tax, and internal audit and consulting. The partners have recently discussed about automating the operation of the firm and asked IT manager to come up with a detailed plan on automation with some timelines. As the IT manager, please prepare a comprehensive report with executive summary and relevant appendices to submit to partners. So this is my prompt. So you can generate your own prompt, pretty much, I believe, similar. So let's see what it generates. Okay. So table of contents, introduction, objectives of automation, key components of automation, implementation timeline, expected outcome, budgetary consideration, change management and training, risk and mitigation strategies, monitoring and evaluation, conclusion, and appendices. So yeah, so objective there, service line automation, supporting automation, implementation timeline. Phase 1, requirement gathering and vendor selection, system design and customization, testing and quality assurance, rollout and user training, monitoring, and continuous improvement. Okay. Okay. So it's all there, but if you feel like, yeah, I want to automate, but I can't do everything at once. So you ask, okay. As a starting point, you plan to automate. What do you like to automate first? I think you're supporting department, right? You agree with me, right? Your supporting department automation is your priority because that's where you have so much of cost overruns and whatnot. Plan to automate supporting departments. Okay. IT. Finance department, implement an automated financial management and reporting system. Automate invoice processing, expense approvals, and payment workflows. Okay, fine. Let's say HR. Deploy a comprehensive HR management system to employee records, payroll, and benefits. Automate employee onboarding, performance evaluation, and level management. Develop employee self-service process and assess HR related information. Okay, fine. Now there are 3 actions recommending for HR. Now you say, Gerard, okay, fine. This says what to be done. How to be done is a question. So so we can try. Can you detail process of automating HR? So if you look at these 3 bullet points and now give a comprehensive update how you do the automation for HR of your practicing firm. Requirements gathering, collaborate with HR department heads to understand current process plan, pain points, and automation needs. you can do it. Identify key HR processes that can be automated, such as employee record management, payroll, onboarding, performance evaluations, and whatnot. Software selection, customize and integration, workflow design, system implementation, data migration, and all these things are there. So if you need further information about this, you ask, okay, can you give me more information about data migration? So it will do, right? So likewise, you can do so much of things using ChatGPT. So we discussed today focusing on finance professionals and audit professionals, but there also you agree with me. We have only run some 10 to 12 scenarios. I must say, like when it's come to scenarios like finance professionals, actually, I don't know how many scenarios. If you ask how many scenarios we can do, I can tell you more than 100, more than 200 scenarios you can do. I mean, anything that finance department wants to do, this will help you to generate that, complete that task in a some percentage. Certain could be 90, 95%, certain could be 40, 50%, but still, this will help you reduce your time on your routine tasks. So, and not necessarily operational, managerial, and strategic. To conclude the session, I must emphasize throughout this session, you have seen that even though the tool is very strong and have so much of capabilities, you can't eliminate the human factor. Without you, it will not generate the right information. Thank you very much, the Digital Assurance Accounting and Assurance Board of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And Safa, a continuation of to continue the rest of the proceedings, mission.
Thank you, Gerald, for such a wonderful session. And I hope that all the participants have learned a lot from this session. So before concluding the session, any participant want to ask any question, they can ask the questions. We will take the questions before going for the conclusion of the session. So we will start with few questions which seems relevant. So one question is asked is, will AI affect the more audit, will affect more audit consultancy business or industrial business?
Sorry, come again.
So some user want to ask that will it affect more than audit and consultancy business, or it will affect more the industries?
See, you know what ChatGPT is asked. So it has that capability to gather more information for you. So I would say there's no like, okay, X percentage for finance professional, Y percentage of support for audit professionals. So it will be always for everything. We don't know what data they have inbuilt in this design, in this ChatGPT. We know that's a large set of data, right? But when they get this data, then for us to carry out our audit from start to end, for us to perform in finance profession, a finance for various our tasks in a given year, whatever audit related matters, given year, whatever finance related matters, this will help you. So it's not to say impact is only for more for finance, not less for audit. I think it's both.
That answers the question. So one user from Sri Lanka, Pradeep from Sri Lanka, wants to ask, what are the alternative AI for the ChatGPT? What are the alternative to the ChatGPT available right now?
Yeah, introducing ChatGPT, there were so many AI tools came which sort of take bit and pieces of what ChatGPT does, and even more than what ChatGPT is doing. So it is difficult to give you an answer like there are only 2-3 alternatives. Yes, the one called like Microsoft Autopilot, and different AI tools are there to do different things. Not necessarily to say that those are alternative for ChatGPT, but extended version of ChatGPT. So it's not one or two alternative. Like if you follow generative AI, it's a I don't know website also there, but the LinkedIn page. If you follow generative AI LinkedIn page, you will see there are so many applications similar to ChatGPT do the same type of task. So can't say it's one or two. There are many.
Okay. When you want to ask that is use of ChatGPT is in line with the code of conduct for chartered accountants?
Okay. See, good question. One of a difficult question though. We know that people are using ChatGPT audit profession. So then where on the thing what I have seen after this ChatGPT and all these things, this technology things evolved over the last few months. International Ethics Standard Board has released a guidance or pronouncement how they when you're dealing with the technology. They have not referred to ChatGPT, but they have issued a pronouncement what you need to focus on when you're dealing with technology. So I think we are bound to follow those pronouncements when we handle technology, including ChatGPT. So there are things like one would be the privacy concern, data breach concern, risk management, implementation, mitigation strategies. Like, okay, if audit firm is using ChatGPT, and procedures should address what mechanism need to be followed. Like if someone wants to create a ChatGPT account, they might need to talk to head of the IT department and maybe a senior partner designated for risk management. I mean, you need to bring those policies into practice. That's how you manage the ethics side. Yeah.
So we have some specific question that is ChatGPT with the help of historical and present information able to analyze and help investors make certain decisions that have high probability of being correct or at least can help in loss reduction?
Yeah. A good question. ChatGPT database September 2021. It might do the future predictions, forecast, and whatnot based on what is available September 2021. There is another tool called FinChat, right? There's another tool called FinChat. That tool is real time. That tool has been developed specially for investors and analysts, where there are some Fortune 700, 500 company plus some 750 global companies information, real-time informations are there with the source. I mean, let's say if the managing director of PepsiCo has said something about the future forecast and whatnot, it will generate that information for you saying that PepsiCo chairman has said so or the MD has said so. So if you guys can go to FinChat, you can get that real-time support, not the ChatGPT.
That sounds logical. We can use the more specific tools. One user wants to ask that can we get tables, graphical information, drafts of graphical information and tables from ChatGPT related to the topics that we are asked for?
To some extent, table, yes, it does, but I don't think graphics will come because it can't read figures. It will read only the text. So you to get the graphs and whatnot, you have to include numbers, right? So based on numbers, it won't give graphs, yeah. But it will help you to work on Excel, like give you some guidelines how to do the graphs and whatnot in Excel. That's a different story. I think we all know that.
We will take 2-3 more questions and then we will go for conclusion. So one user wants to ask that can we use Microsoft Copilot as a similar tool to the ChatGPT? I think your video post there.
And whatnot in a second. only thing at the moment, I can't comment much on Microsoft Copilot because it's not released for the general public. It's only for a selected team because they're still testing. So yes, Microsoft Copilot might be a kind of a game changer which challenge ChatGPT.
Okay, one user wants to ask that to what when while using the chat GPT, to what extent the secrecy of the information will impact? The
I
secrecy
think
we have
we
discussed in the
yes,
presentation as well,
yes,
but we
yes.
can elaborate this
Yes.
one.
One thing I like to emphasize, don't be too excited with the tool by inputting whatever you want, right? So when you develop your prompt, always make sure you are not giving some sensitive information through prompt, because we never know that someone is collecting your prompt, someone is collecting sensitive data through your prompts, one angle. That's the most important thing. Secondly, whatever input, whatever output you generated through ChatGPT, also those are confidential information, no? So that's where you should have every company, every organization, you have risk management arm. So that risk management arm should have a very clear policies and procedures and actions and monitoring and handle risk, what you call breaches handling process to make sure that security concern has been addressed.
So we take this last question. This user wants to ask that what are the risks involved while using the chat GPT?
Okay, I think we said so.
Secretly is the one. Secrecy is the
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
major.
It's basically don't deal with sensitive information, but still you do differently your task, like what we did today. I think we only use Punjab city as a kind of information which is real. All are dummy information, other information.
So thank you, Jared. These are the questions asked by the users. We hope that all the users have benefited from your so practically oriented deliberation. You have explained everything and presented the practical aspects, how to practically use the ChatGPT in the different areas in the analysis of finance and the audit function. So we hope that it will be highly beneficial to the audience, and we thank you for sparing your valuable time. And we would also like to thank the SAFA for extending this program to the also SAFA countries, and especially the participants from the all SAFA countries that I am seeing that there are participants from the Nepal, Sri Lanka, Colombo, even the Dubai, Pakistan. So there are various participants from the various countries. So any program is successful from on the basis of participants. So there are approximately 1,000 participants at any point of time as associated in this program from these various countries. So we thank everyone, and especially the chairman and the whole digital accounting and assurance board team for organizing this program. And we hope that they will keep on organizing such programs, and that will benefit the members in performing their professional duties. Thank you everyone for joining this program. Any concluding word from you, Gerard, last?
Yeah, and I must once again thanks, and I was impressed, like hearing from you that we got members from different part of the world. I mean, South Asia plus Dubai and some 1,000 plus attendees. So that shows the interest that they had, and I believe we have done justice for their time today. And thank you, Nishant, for wonderfully moderating the session and stay focused on the delivery. And also, I must once again thanks to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka for giving me this opportunity to address the gathering, to do the justice for their time and their need of this topic. And thank you. And until we meet again, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.